Welcome back to my YouTube channel, or welcome if you're new. Today I'm going to do a video all about extended breastfeeding.
Mommy, I want some milk.
Oh, sure, Angel. Come here. I'll give you a little something.
I still breastfeed Holly. She's currently 29 months old, so she'll be 3 in April. And a lot of people ask me, like, why do you still breastfeed her? Like, this is so weird. But I'm going to break it down for you today and tell you the reasons as to why we have chosen to breastfeed for as long as we have, and the benefits of it still. I know a lot of people think that when you get past a certain age that the benefits of breastfeeding just kind of go away, but it doesn't. And yeah, I'll be informing you and educating people today about that. Don't get me wrong, like, I don't particularly want to be breastfeeding now. You know, she's getting old now and I'm just fed up and I kind of just want my body back. But this is just something that we have chosen together, and I'm not going to stop her if she doesn't want to, if that makes sense. Like, if she's not ready, I don't want to stop her from breastfeeding. It's, you know, comfort, and it's, I don't know really. My experience of extended breastfeeding is I receive a lot of negativity and questions from people because they just don't understand why we still do it. The route I have gone from breastfeeding since Holly was a newborn was to stop whenever she was ready. Obviously breastfeeding isn't all about just nutrition and things like that. I no longer actually produce milk, so at this time it's just mainly for comfort and safety, and because she just likes it. It gets her to sleep, which is always handy. And yeah, so it just makes her happy, and I think that's why we've chosen that route. So obviously if I was still producing milk, yes, I would still be providing her with nutrition. This is a big question that a lot of people ask, is when they get over a certain age, do they just stop receiving any nutrition at all from your breast milk? And that's a complete lie. Obviously a lot of people also choose to give their babies cow's milk at 1 year old. And although I did kind of obviously give that with cereal and things if I didn't have any express milk in the freezer, but that to me is more weird, to give a child breast milk from another mammal than it is your own milk. I know to a lot of people that's just kind of normal, like, oh, that's just normal milk. Yeah, but is it normal though? Is cow's milk normal? I don't know. Breastfeeding was also very healthy for the mum as well. If you want to lose a couple of pounds in the beginning, it does help tighten everything up and you lose a lot of weight. But one of the main things is as well is that it helps prevent you from breast cancer and ovarian cancer. And obviously it just lowers the risk, so you're not fully protected ever. Obviously that's just life, unfortunately. The link I have here is from breastcancer.org, and it says breastfeeding can lower breast cancer risk, especially if a woman breastfeeds for longer than a year. There is less benefit for women who breastfeed for less than a year, which is more typical for women living in countries such as the United States. There are several reasons as why breastfeeding protects health. Making milk 24/7 limits breast cells' ability to misbehave. Most women have fewer menstrual cycles when they're breastfeeding, resulting in lower estrogen levels, and many women tend to eat more nutritious foods. I don't know about that. My diet is chocolate. Maybe I need to change that. And follow healthier lifestyles while breastfeeding. I'll leave a link to this study down below. There is a lot of things online, so I will try and link a few. It's really interesting when you get to know all the benefits of breastfeeding, and if you're wanting to, or you're questioning about breastfeeding, then questioning about extended breastfeeding, then please give them a read. Another thing about extended breastfeeding is that it's more convenient for your baby. Obviously in the first stages it was so easy for me to be able to just quickly whip a boob out and then feed my child when they were like half asleep, rather than like having to lug them downstairs, make a bottle from scratch, wait for it to cool down, then give it to them. And I just remember when I bottle fed Alfie how much of a struggle that was in the beginning. But I found it really easy. Although the first couple of weeks with Holly was really hard and completely mentally challenging, however I got through it and eventually it was so easy. And even now, 2 years on, it's still so convenient. In the night time she still wakes at night, so obviously she'll ask for either water or boob, and it, you know, sometimes change, but it's just great the fact that I could just put her to sleep really easily. And I found with breastfeeding, even after the age of 2, that it really settles her if she's having a bit of a meltdown or a tantrum about me giving her the wrong colour cup, which has definitely been a bonus for me in breastfeeding over bottle feeding. It also boosts brain development. Now this is another study, I think it was by Brown's University in 2016, don't hold me on that, I'll find a link. But apparently babies that are breastfed are put in obviously different positions when you like move them around to switch boobs, and it kind of gives them a perspective. I don't know, it's really odd. I really enjoyed reading the study though, so I'll leave a link below about all about that. One thing I have noticed between, I think obviously it's better for me because I have a good perspective on Alfie and Holly. Alfie was fully bottle fed, he was never given the breast, whereas Holly's only ever been breastfed. And she has had some formula here and there when I went back to work, but apart from that she's always just been on the boob. And I've noticed that Alfie was a lot less advanced than Holly is. Alfie didn't walk until he was about 2, Holly started walking at 10 months. Alfie didn't start talking properly until he was about 3, whereas Holly is now saying sentences. So, you know, it might prove that. It might just be that boys are lazy, girls are better. But I just don't know. So, yeah. And even after all these benefits of extended breastfeeding and breastfeeding in itself, you will still get people who just do not understand. When Holly was 3 weeks old, I was still asked by numerous people, when are you sticking her on the bottle? I don't want to stick her on the bottle, just let me be, just let me do this, like, you know. And obviously there was a lot of questions as to when I was going to stop. Obviously I wasn't ever going to stop until she was ready, which is absolutely fine if you want to do that. I don't really understand why people have got such a big thing about it. There's also an article on Kelly's mum, which I've got here on my laptop now, which says and Kelly's mum is Kelly mum is a really reliable source for breastfeeding mums if you ever want to find out about medication you're taking, or why is my baby doing this. And obviously they do a lot of studies on breastfeeding as well, like breastfeeding mothers and things like that. And it says here, in the second year, 12 to 23 months, it's kind of like the time scale, 448 millilitres of breast milk provided. I don't even know how much that is, to be honest. A few boobs full. Provides 29% of energy requirements, 43% of protein requirements, 36% of calcium requirements, 75% of vitamin A requirements, 76% of folate requirements, 94% of vitamin B12 requirements, and 60% of vitamin C requirements. That is a lot you get from boobs, isn't it? So yeah, I'm really proud of breastfeeding. Obviously this video is in no way trying to judge a mother who doesn't want to breastfeed. I didn't breastfeed Alfie, I'm quite happy with that decision. Although I kind of look back and I think, oh, why didn't I just try it, you know? I think anyone should just give it a quick go, and unless you have a really good reason not to. All for mothers doing what they can and everything like that, so would never judge anyone who doesn't want to do that. But anyway, I've rambled on enough today and I just want to have a coffee and lay down, and might have a nap as well actually. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and click the like button as well if you enjoyed it. And I'll see you in another video on Sunday. Bye!